Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
You're watching Facebook Live or YouTube Live. There on the screen is Amber Lia, certified health coach, best-selling author. She's got a new book out, perfect timing, called Food Triggers. Dan, I don't know. Do we want her to talk about food triggers?
I don't know. I said when she first came on, she's going to be stepping on my toes. Ooh, because I got my triggers, that's for sure.
All right,
well,
Amber.
I weigh a lot. I weigh a lot less now. So if I do step on your toes, it's not going to hurt as much as it would have 3 years ago. I'm just saying, it's not so bad.
Hey, I just noticed in the background, the book is right there, right behind her. How long has it been out before we get into the book?
It just released on January 4th.
Okay.
So it's brand spanking new. Yep.
Wow. How cool is that? All right. So we're going to talk about, now here's a stat that I read. No surprise though. CDC says 74% of adults are overweight or obese. And then I read the other day that a percentage of those that have passed or gotten really ill from COVID, they were obese. That's not right. The general case, but that's a large percentage. So help us with us. Define food triggers, first of all.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. You know, it is a sad commentary that our culture right now is an obesogenic one. We are not living right now in an environment that is supportive of or promoting a healthy lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And so we've kind of been unwitting victims. We haven't even realized what's going on around us that is not helping set us up for success for that. And so my mission really is to share my own story and to help other people find some hope and some practical help and spiritual guidance to get healthy. But this is a big concern, and it's true. You know, it's not even just COVID, but really diabetes even currently kills more people than warfare, crime, and suicide combined.
My gracious.
It's devastating. Yeah. And the good news is it can, things can quickly turn around for people in their health if we begin to eat healthier. And it's not even just food, it's managing stress and emotions. It's getting enough hydration. It's getting proper sleep. There's so many simple things we can do right away to make a big difference in our health. We don't have to feel alarmed or panicky about it. But there's a lot that just good nutrition can do to help battle a lot of these issues that we're facing in our country and around the world, really.
Now, Amber, tell us about your journey. You said kind of jokingly at the first that you're not as heavy as you were, so it wouldn't hurt if you stepped on our toes. But tell us about your journey and how you got into nutrition and what you're doing now.
Well, 3 years ago, I had just come off the heels of celebrating my happy surprise baby, my son Quade. I had a happy surprise in my 40s. And that was a beautiful thing, except that I found myself now with 4 little boys and working from home and managing and juggling quite a lot. I also homeschool my kids, and I had been a recreational bodybuilder before I had kids and was very fit, even after my second child was born. But as time went on, I went through some loss and a lot of stress, and my schedule changed and just the responsibilities of adulting, right? And guess what? I became last on the list. I just was pouring myself out for everyone else and everything else and was not taking care of me. And I felt a lot of fear about that because I started having some health issues. And I knew that as I looked at my 4 little boys, if I didn't make a change, I was going to be facing a dismal future. I didn't want to be that person that my kids and my grandkids visit in the nursing home. I wanted to be the one on the cruise ship with them, having a great time, having a family reunion there, going to the beach with them. And so I came to a point, honestly, I had to buy bigger jeans. That was like the real, the last straw. I found myself in February, 3 years ago now, it'll be 3 years in February, just at that final point where I was like, okay, I can either buy a bigger wardrobe or I can start getting some help. And so I had watched a friend shrinking little by little, and I reached out to her and asked her what she was doing because I desperately needed help, and she was a busy mom like me. And I got on a simple plan that really was doable for my busy lifestyle. That was kind of the practical piece I needed. But I also knew that I had to change my mindset, that it wasn't really going to be about food. It had to be about examining my patterns, why those were patterns in the first place, what that meant about me spiritually. And then I needed to reframe my way of thinking so that I was really living a lifestyle, not just focusing on the scale. And it radically changed my life. I lost 85 pounds. I've kept it off now. Like I said, it's been 3 years, helping thousands of other people get healthy now too. And it's just been a ministry that I never planned or thought about, but it has just been really a joy for me to give other people hope.
Amber Lia, you can go to amberlia.com and check out all the stuff that she has. We're talking about her new book. It's called Food Triggers. Perfect time, right? New Year's revolutions, resolutions, whatever you want to call them. But everybody wants to do something different. They want to feel better and look better. There's nothing wrong with that. So take us through, where do we begin?
Well, some people are kind of down on New Year's resolutions and making plans and all that. I think they get a bad rap a little bit because they only last so long. And then we just feel guilty that we didn't fulfill them. And there's that whole swirling in our mind about, can I really do this? And wanting to make a plan, but feeling discouraged because maybe we haven't been successful in the past. And now I got to try again. But I want to encourage people. A lot of the time we get stuck because we don't know where to begin. We don't know what to do. And one of the things I tell people is there's a lot of great programs out there. There are a lot of good plans out there. It's going to really depend on what your needs are. But here's the thing. Try things until you find the thing that works for you. Don't become discouraged and say, well, I tried, so I'm going to quit. When my little guy, my happy surprise baby, was learning how to walk, he would stumble and fall a lot. But not once did he say, oh, mama, this is too hard. I'm not going to stumble and fall again. I'm going to sit myself down and never learn to walk. That would be absurd for him to give up on moving forward and learning how to walk just because he tried and fell and tried and fell. And that's the nature of life. A lot of things in life, we have to keep trying until we can be successful. And so I just want to encourage people. The main thing I think is super helpful is being in community. I think that's the missing piece. A lot of us focus on the food, and really the support system I think is critical because as I mentioned before, most of the country, most of the world around us is not going to be living this healthy lifestyle. And so the food industry is not supporting that healthy lifestyle in general. And so we've got to be with people that are like-minded and that are journeying with us. And that's kind of how I view myself as a certified health coach, is coming alongside people so we can do this together and not feel like, okay, this is just another time I'm going to fail. It doesn't have to be. The past doesn't matter. All those times before don't matter. What matters is this time. So keep going.
Talking to Amber Lia, the author of Food Triggers, just came out, just fresh, hot off the press. And I'm curious if you can share a couple of the food triggers with us, because I know, like for me, I get bored easily, and when I get bored, my stomach goes, "Hey, you're hungry. Let's go see what's in the kitchen," and that's just one of the triggers. And no matter how much I know that, I still end up standing in front of the pantry, going, "Why am I standing here?"
Yes. So the mindlessness of eating and just that unhealthy pattern of not being mindful is a big trigger for a lot of people. And throughout the book, I covered 31 of them, both internal triggers and external triggers. But exactly what you just described, Dan, for me personally, at the end of a long day, I would find myself on the couch having a bowl of ice cream. And it wasn't just like a nice little, normal serving size. Like I heaped that bowl full of ice cream. Yeah. And that became just a pattern.
Is that not what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Kidding.
But that pattern just became in and of itself something I did without thinking about it at some point. So we have to have a disruption to those patterns. And we do that by putting in place something that's going to replace it, that's a healthier option, a healthy habit to replace that unhealthy pattern. So for me, the book is full of practical, but also spiritual encouragement. But one of the practical things just to become more mindful about these patterns is I would, after the kids went to bed, I've already had my dinner. I have a healthy snack that I already plan ahead of time to have as I'm watching TV with my husband or whatever, reading a book. And I brush my teeth as soon as I'm done. So there's just that practical piece of, okay, I've already brushed my teeth. I don't want to mess that up and go do it again. And then I put a sign on my refrigerator, kitchen closed. Like when I was done with that healthy snack and it was over, kitchen's closed. Amber, you don't need to, because I would just wander to the fridge, wander to the freezer. And it's like, I needed that disruption, that reminder until it became a habit that this is not what I do anymore.
Yeah.
So good. Amber Lia, amberlia.com to follow her and find out more. The book is called Food Triggers, and she talks about 31 days to pursuing healthy bodies and spiritual health. It's really good. Tips for getting, this is one that a lot of folks struggle with too, is getting everybody else in the family on board. She's got tips for that, and it's a perfect time to pick it up. Amber, what a delight you are. We'd love to pick up with you around April or so, and let's see what folks have been saying and take us through the next stage as we turn some things around, as we find out what about the food triggers and more. Again, it's Amber Lia. That's LIA.com. We will be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live. Dan disappeared.
He did.
Yes, he did.
You're stuck with me, Rick.
Amber, thank you so much. Let's, what I'll do is I'll get with your publicist. I can't remember who it is right this second.
Yeah, Shannon Stowe. Shannon Stowe from Icon Media. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I worked with her for years. Let's get you set up in April if you're up for it.
I'd love to. Anytime. Right. And I'm moving to Chattanooga soon, so we'll be closer to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks
all right.
a lot.
Take care, Rick. Yep. Bye-bye. God bless.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button.
That's all right. We talked about you.